This EPB Classic Rerun is brought to you by Calvert and Nunn Insurance in Glasgow.
Fields.
Batting 11th, first baseman Kent Blackburn.
Second-year player, good defensive player, has hit 8 out of the park, a grand slam, a good arm, and Kent Blackburn has a lot of power. So that's the starting lineup for both ball clubs. And Randall, let's look at the first batter. The Cubs will be the visiting team in this game.
First batter for the Cubs is the right fielder Micah Cassidy.
And again, the coach now, Coach Boyd, pitches to her as the first delivery. There's a ground ball, comes to the third baseman Stockton, fumbles it, picks it up. Here's his throw. Is it in time? Nope, it takes the first baseman Blackburn off the bag. Is trying to advance to second will be Cassidy, and she'll beat the throw. Oh, she'll try to move to third. She's being chased by Matt Bauman. He'll throw to Stockton, and Stockton tags her out. So she had second base on the high throw, Randall, but she tried to take three and was thrown out by or Stockton tagged her out as the second baseman, Matt Bauman, threw to Stockton. And so the first batter is retired. Almost a good start for the Cubs, but a good defensive play by the Dodgers.
Very good defensive play right there. The next batter for the Cubs is the catcher Josh Hutchison.
It's a ground ball as a shortstop. Branstetter will pick it up. Here's a throw. It's going to be too high as Blackburn will chase it. And safe at first base will be Hutchison for the Cubs. Let's mention that everybody bats, Randall. Now, there are 11 counting batters in this game. And you reverse the order in the second inning.
Right. That's so everybody will get a chance to be a contributing batter during the game. Third batter is the left center fielder Wesley Wicks.
So the Cubs will bat. They'll bat 12. The first 11 will count as a slow roller comes to the pitcher Norman. He'll go to second base and get the force out. As forced out is Hutchison at second. Mix reaches on a fielder's choice, and in this lead that's so critical, Randall, to get the advance runner. And Norman did a good job as he fired a bomb at second base for the sure out and the lead out.
Right. Next batter for the Cubs is a pitcher Tasha Glass.
First pitch to her. There's a base hit that's going to fall into deep left field as Joshua Cross will chase it to the fence. Moving on to second base is going to be Wicks, and he'll stay at second. Oh, the throw got away from Stockton, and Wicks will advance to third, and on to second base is Glass. Boy, I tell you what, Tasha took that for a ride, didn't she? Down the left field line.
Sure did.
Runners at second and third for the Cubs as they're threatening here in the top of the first inning. And now Rachel Berry, the number 5 hitter, will be at the plate. Well, I mean, this Glass, she put it down that left field line and hit it halfway in the air.
She hit that was the best hit we've seen so far here tonight.
Farther than I can hit it. A lot farther.
No comment.
Number 5 hitter at the plate for the Cubs. It's Rachel Berry. Swing and a miss. Get 7 pitches, Randall. 7 chances to hit the ball.
Right.
It doesn't matter the count. You get 7 chances. She'll get her second pitch right here as the Dodgers align their defense. Swing and a miss, so she'll be to her third pitch right here. Lou Gehrig League Championship game after this. The Rangers and the Royals. There's a third pitch. There's a ground ball that will come to Norman, the pitcher. He'll look back to home. He'll throw, and safe as it took Blackburn off the bag, Norman's throw. Scoring is going to be Wicks. Glass moves on to third, and safe at first base is Rachel Berry. Now the number 6 hitter, Shannon Wooten, right center fielder, will be at the plate. Runners first and third, Cubs leading 1-0. 3-inning game here in coach pitch action. Here's a foul tap behind the plate, and Shannon Wooten, the right center fielder, will get his second swing right here. Well, batters up all over here, and boy, just a festive atmosphere. Big crowd on hand, Randall.
Good baseball atmosphere.
I mean, we've got folks down probably about a third around the fence on the left field side, and really, really a big crowd. Here's a third pitch. There's a line drive base hit that's going to fall into right field. Nice job by the right fielder. Chris Smith keeps it in front of him. He'll fire to Blackburn. Moving on to second base on the single is Barry Shannon Wooten. And Randall, Wooten goes to right field, and nice hit. And I tell you got to give Chris Smith some credit over there in right field. He did a good job of stopping that ball and prevented extra bases. 2-0 though, an RBI single as Glass scores. Runners at first and second for the Cubs. And now Alex Nance, number 7 hitter, will be at the plate, third baseman. Mr. Nance takes the first pitch, and he'll have 6 more. 2-0, Cubs leading the Dodgers. Dodgers need to win tonight, and they'll claim the championship. If the Cubs are victorious, we'll be back tomorrow night. Here's Nance. Ooh, a deep fly ball that is going to be foul. If he straightens that out, it may be a 3-run homer, Randall. He pulled that, didn't he?
His Uncle Peach.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that Peach Nance?
Yeah,
Peach learned it from Pete Rose, didn't he?
Yeah, Pistol Pete Rose.
Runners at first and second here. And I mean Nance. Here's a pitch to Nance. Got a looper that is going to be caught. Nice line drive catch by Matt Childress. And well, yeah, it really don't matter here. I said, as Rusty Brandstetter, the left fielder just a moment ago, made a great play, but right there, Matt Childress, the shortstop, made the grab on the fly. And Nance, that's a big out for the Dodgers right there, is Alex England, the Rover. The Rovers plays between first and second base. And here's the first pitch to England. He takes it, and he'll have 6 more to hit.
I tell you, these coaches that are doing this pitching they got a lot of pressure on.
Well, sure they do.
Trying to pitch that ball in there where these kids can hit it.
You're exactly right. England, fine-looking fella. Here's a pitch, takes a big swing and a miss. He'll have 5 more opportunities. Boy, Matt Childress made a nice play just a moment ago. Both of these teams are strong defensively, Randall. Here's the next pitch to England. Little pop-up that's going to be fouled. He'll have 4 more opportunities right here.
Well, we always talk about defense wins ball games, so with the records these two teams have, you know they're bound to have good defensive teams.
4th pitch coming up to England. Here's a delivery. England, looper that is going to fall in for a base hit over Cord Stockton. Rusty Brandstetter, the left fielder, his throw got away from Stockton. And remaining at third base will be Rachel Berry. Wooten at second. And Alex England with the single to left field at the first base. The base is loaded for Travis Stone, the shortstop. A great opportunity right here, Randall, for the Cubs to build a nice lead. Now, they've got 3 more counting batters, I think. Stone is the number 9 hitter. So I think what the Dodgers want to do, they want to keep it in front of them in the outfield. I think that's a very big key right here. And, of course,
the Cubs want to hit it to the outfield.
Right. Here's the first pitch to Stone. Takes it. Doesn't like what he sees. And he'll have 6 more opportunities.
Yeah, it's 7 pitches, whether you stand there and watch all 7 of them or whether you swing at them or watch
That's
it.
Right.
Whatever.
That's it.
7 pitches.
You're right. Here's a pitch to Stone. Pops it up on the third base side. It is going to drop foul near the dugout. And he'll have his 3rd opportunity right here. Yeah, you can foul 7 off, and that's it.
Right.
We've seen some slow-pitch softball games in the past. I remember one when Glasgow was in the state tournament. That girl's last name was Strange.
Right.
She fouled off 10 against Leslie County and then got a big hit for Glasgow. I don't know if you remember that up at Owensboro.
Sure do.
That's as many foul balls that I've ever seen hit on 2 strikes.
How many foul balls did she hit?
She hit 10, Randall. 10. Yeah, I remember you were up there.
Then she got a base hit.
Was it Nikki? Was it Nietzsche?
Nietzsche.
Yeah. And then she got a big base hit that helped Glasgow win that game. Here's a pitch. Oh, there's a line shot that's got to fall in for a base hit and roll to the fence in left field. And Stone has delivered looks like an extra base hit as Brandstetter. Nice throw, though, to bomb it at second base. And 2 runs do score. I know Wooten scores and Berry scores, but I tell you what, Brandstetter went back to the fence, Randall, and really made a quick relay throw to bomb. And good job that prevents England from advancing to third and Stone to second. So, good defensive job. Rusty did everything he had to. That ball rolled to the fence. That was a nice hit by Stone. Here's Nick Woodcock.
Impressed with the Dodgers outfield. All their outfielders are doing a good job of keeping.
They sure are.
Getting to the ball if it gets by them and getting it back into the infield.
You're exactly right.
It's a tough position in this league.
Cubs 4, Dodgers nothing. Here's Woodcock. He'll try to go to the opposite field. Stockton is there in foul territory. Nice grab by Ford Stockton. Nice play. And you notice that Nick tried to go to the opposite field. And he did, but he got it up just a little bit. The court made a good play over there at third base. Who we got up now?
This is Dakota Elmore. This is a Cubs last
counting
batter.
And explain what that means, Randall, as far as getting the ball to the plate.
The last counting batter, you have to get the ball all the way back to home plate before the runners have to stop. So if that runner, as many runners as can cross home plate before they get it back to the catcher and the catcher touches home plate, they get that many runs.
He takes the first pitch. Here's the second pitch. Pops it up. That's going to go in the right field, and that is going to be a base hit. It's going to roll to the fence. At least 1 run's going to score. I think they've got a pretty good chance of scoring at least 2, as rounding the bag is Elmore. Stone has scored. England has scored. Here comes the throw. It's going to be close. It's not in time, and Elmore scores, and that's a big, big run. And the Cubs lead the Dodgers 7-0. Boy, a big first inning for the Cubs, and they'll have one more to bat, and that will be Dakota Elmore. But Randall, big hit that time. Dakota Elmore with a 3-run shot. Emma Darnell will bat. Big, big at bat for Dakota Elmore that time.
I'd say in this league that doesn't happen very often, where all 3 runners score, that the batter scores.
Right, particularly, right.
I think
Tell you what,
1 or 2 will score, but not all 3 of them. But
Dodgers did a good job, but Elmore is fast. Good gracious. There's pitch 2 that Darnell swings at and foul tips.
The Dodgers relay throw was a little bit off too, and didn't come to where they usually get it to. So
here's a grounder in front of the plate. Emma runs hard down to first base. And Alex Pittington picks it up, and she steps on the bag. And the top of the first inning is over. A big one for the Cubs, as they lead by a score of 7-0. And a very, very impressive inning for the Cubs. And Randall is marking down the number of hits, and we'll let him tabulate those. And Randall, what do we have, sir?
Cubs scored 7 runs on 5 hits and had 1 left on base.
At the end of a half inning, the Cubs 7 and the Dodgers coming to bat. We'll return in 60 seconds on WCLU Sports with Championship Thursday. You know, when you're at the bottom of the first inning.
Leadoff batter is the left fielder, Rusty Brandstetter.
So David Evans will coach to him, and the Dodgers trailing 7-0. Dodgers needing only one more victory to claim the championship, but the Cubs off to an outstanding start here at Kiwanis Field at Gordon Park. Here's the first pitch. There's a line shot that's going to be caught. Great job by Nick Woodcock. First baseman stabs it for an out. I tell you what, if that tails a little more away from him and Nick doesn't get there, that should be extra bases for Brandstetter.
Could have squirted away from him right there, and it's hard to.
Might have gone into the corner, Randall, down in right field.
Nick made a good play on that.
Brandon Hagan, the rover. Pitch a little bit low. He'll have 6 more. When we get a break, I'm going to let Randall tell us something very special, as here's a shot that is going to be missed in left field, as Wesley Wicks will pick it up. They'll have a play, may have a play at second. Nope, the throw got away from the second baseman. Trying to advance to third. Here comes the throw. It is not going to be in time, as Hagan takes 3 on that one. They had a nice base hit to left field. Throw came to Elmore, and Elmore tried to return it to Alex Nance, but just beating the throw was Hagan. So the Dodgers with their first run opportunity at third base, and C.J. Saltzman, the number 3 hitter at the plate.
That was a good hit right there, but it was almost caught by the left fielder. She had a big
Rachel Berry almost got that.
Couldn't quite get to it. It rolled to the fence, and the runner advanced all the way to third base.
C.J. Saltzman misses on the first one. She'll get a second opportunity. Here it is. Pop up on the infield. Pitcher Glass goes after it. Here's Tasha's throw. Not in time. Got away from the first baseman, Woodcock. As trying to advance to second base, it's going to be Saltzman. Woodcock's throw is not going to be in time. Saltzman will stay at second base as a good backup that time for the Cubs. Scoring is going to be Hagan, and it's 7-1. The Dodgers score their first run. Cubs up 7-1, and Matt Bobbitt at the plate, number 4 hitter. So the Dodgers wanted to break on the board early in their at bat, and the second man is able to score.
That's Brandon Hagan scores from third base, and C.J. Saltzman goes to second. And the batter now is the second baseman, Matt Bauman.
Took a big cut, missed. Here's the next pitch. Fouls it out of play to the stands, and one of the fans almost catches it. So he'll have his third opportunity right here. Randall, we've got the Babe Ruth tournament going on across the park. Barron County Little League tournaments going on. So a lot of baseball going on, a lot of softball going on as well. Here's a pitch. There's a line shot. Boy, that was hit well into right field. Micah Cassidy. Nice stop by Micah, and she makes a relay throw to second baseman. Oh, a beautiful throw. And scoring, though, is going to be Saltzman. That was a nice shot hit by Bauman. But let me tell you, Cassidy just made a fantastic play in right field. That ball was sharply hit.
Made a great play. I like that throw, too.
Right on the money to
second base.
Yeah, right on the money to Elmore at second. You're right. Now we've got Alex Pittington, number 5 hitter at the plate. 7-2 Cubs leading the Dodgers. Here's Pennington, swings and misses. Saturday on Ask the Coach Randall, a special edition. We had Bart Flinter on last week. This week, fella you know, Billy Lindsay, head football coach at Barron County High.
Good to have Billy back home again.
Here's a little roller that is hit to Glass at pitching mound. Glass couldn't handle it. Now Nance backed her up, but Alex did not have time to throw to second base, so Bauman reaches second base safely. Pennington gets an infield hit. Runners at first and second. And now Chris Smith, the number 6 hitter at the plate for the Dodgers, as they trail 7-2. Swings and misses. Runners at first and second, so the Dodgers needing some big hits down in this part of the order. As Smith swings and misses, has 5 more opportunities because they've got runners on base. Randall, they've got to do is have some big hits, particularly like Travis Stone got for the Cubs in the top half of this inning.
Got to get those runs across.
Evans, here's the next pitch. Foul tap for a strike. And 4 more pitches, or 4 more opportunities for Chris Smith, the number 6 hitter. Runners at first and second for the Dodgers. Smith swings and misses. 3 more opportunities for Smith. 7-2, the Cubs on top of the Dodgers in the bottom of the first inning for the Coach Pitch Championship. Here's the next pitch. Smith got a piece of it, but couldn't put it into fair play, so he's got 2 more opportunities, Chris Smith does. Here's a pitch to Smith, swings and misses. So Smith is down to his final opportunity right here. Let's see if he can get the bat on the ball. He's gotten a piece of it a couple of times. Let's see if he can put it into fair play. Here's a pitch. Oh, he does. Let's see. Oh, it's going to roll foul. As it went down the first base line, it goes foul. And that is his 7th pitch. And that will be it for, or does he get a, I guess if he hits, I thought that was a 7th pitch, but maybe not. Well, that was, let's see, how many is that? Is that 6?
Must be. Yeah.
Okay, so he must have 1 more.
Well, Chris.
1 more opportunity coming up for Smith right here. Here's a pitch. Foul pop. Behind the plate.
Well, Chris.
And Smith got a piece of it and still has another opportunity. Do you get another shot if you hit it? Okay. So he's got another opportunity right here. So Smith with a chance to advance those runners. He hits a ground ball to the second baseman, England. He picks it up. Here's a throw to Woodcock in time for the out. And runners will stay at second and third. A good job by Alex England as he fires to Woodcock to get the sure out. Now scoring is going to be Bauman, and it's 7-3, the Dodgers trailing the Cubs. Runner at second base. Now Joshua Cross, the number 7 hitter, will be at the plate. They have, I believe, 5 more counting batters, Randall. Here's a ground ball, comes to Nance. Bobbles it, picks it up at third. Oh, good job by Alex Nance as he tags out the runner. And Pennington took off. Safe at first base as Cross. Pennington took off second, but he was tagged out trying to advance to third.
It was a good play right there by Alex Nance. He bobbled the ball a little bit, but he kept his wits about him and saw that runner coming toward him and picked it up.
Very alert play, wasn't it?
Very alert.
Matt Childress at the plate. They've got 4 more counting batters. Here's a pop-up that is going to be caught. Nice job by Dakota Elmore at second base. And down to their last 3 counting batters here in the bottom of the first inning. Wes Norman will be at the plate. Norman's a lefty. Dodgers trailing the Cubs 7-3. Runner at first base for the Dodgers. Here's a pitch. There's a shot that is going to be foul. Boy, he hit to the opposite field, Randall, and almost scooted that thing inside that line. But it's a foul ball.
Just outside the third base bag right there, and I think he likes to hit that way because I hear their coaches hollering, watch that third base line. So
boy, he ripped it down there.
He
just
sure
a little
did.
bit foul.
Hit a bullet right there.
There's a pitch. Ground ball. Slow roller. May be trouble. Glass will pick it up. Glass has 1 play. Second, it's going to be, throw's going to be a little bit high. Goes into the outfield. As advancing to third base, Norman is going to be safe on a fielder's choice. Cross is going to advance home, and it's 7-4. The Dodgers trailing. Safe at first base, of course, is Norman. Now Court Stockton and Kent Blackbird at the plate. Interesting situation here as Stockton is successful in reaching Randall. They have a chance to tie this game. They've got 3 batters left, and they're 3 runs behind. Stockton takes the first pitch. And Blackburn, of course, has a lot of power, so let's see if Stockton reaches here successfully. Runner at first base. Here's a pitch to Stockton, swings and misses. That's the second pitch. 7-4. Interesting first inning. A lot of offense, Randall. Stockton popped up on the infield. Glass will make the grab. Oh, got a chance to double the runner off at first base. Yes! Big play for the Cubs right there. So that means if Blackburn hits a homer, that's only one, Randall. And let's see now, we've got an umpire making a ruling here. Norman is going to return to first, and I'm not sure what the call was there. It appeared they doubled him out, but I'll have to see what the call was. I don't know. We'll just have to check on that.
I'm not familiar with what the ruling is. They have some different rulings on.
Oh, it was a dead ball because it was not in the circle. That's why the double play was not allowed at first base. They caught the ball in the circle. When it's caught in the circle, it's a dead ball.
Oh, okay.
So you cannot get that play at first. Blackburn. Here's a pitch to him. Line shot. Shortstop. Oh, nice play by the shortstop, Stone. He'll roll the ball to Hutchison. Oh, got away from him behind the plate, but Hutchison will take it to the backstop, and he'll step on. He'll slide on the plate for the out. Tell you what, Randall, Cubs came up with some big defensive plays in that inning.
Last three counting batters right there, they made some big plays. That Blackburn hit that ball like a shot to the shortstop.
Oh, he did.
He nabbed it and threw it to home plate. So their last three counting batters there, like you said, they had a chance to tie the ball game up right there, and the Cubs came up with some big defensive plays.
They do score 4 runs, the Dodgers do.
Scored 4 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits, and had 2 people left on base.
So at the end of one inning, the Cubs lead the Dodgers 7-4. Back at 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
South Central Bank is the
Pitch. You swing until you miss, or of course get a base hit. Here's Darnell. Rounds the ball to the first baseman to Blackburn. Blackburn made a nice play to record the out unassisted. That ball began to tail a little bit toward the bag, Randall, and could have been difficult if it hits the bag, but Kent gets in front of it and makes the out. So Darnell grounds out, and here's Dakota Elmore at the plate. Cubs with an opportunity, a 3-run lead. If they punch some more on the board, they could put the Dodgers in a little bit of a hole. Dodgers want to play great defense and really shut the Cubs down right here in the second inning.
Been some good defensive plays by both teams in this game so far, Jim. That's what we expected.
Talk about Dakota Elmore just a moment ago. Dakota had the big homer.
Dakota had the big home run there that scored 3 runs for the Cubs there, the last 3 runs.
Here's a pop-up that is going to be foul on the plate. Second pitch.
Scored the last 3 runs in the top of the first inning right there, and that's the difference in the ball game right now.
You're right. And the Dodgers were setting the tables for possibly the same thing.
And they didn't.
Cubs made some big defensive plays.
They sure did.
Here's a ground ball that is going to be stopped. Good stop by the Dodgers. Great stop by Childers. Holds him to a single. That ball had a chance to at least go into the outfield. But I tell you, Childers, great job defensively.
How many good defensive plays have we already seen in this game? And we said that before the game.
Yeah, that's right.
We said there'd be some good defense.
What's Mr. Nick Woodcock done the first time, Randall?
Nick Woodcock popped out to third base his first time up.
He's a left-handed hitter, takes the first pitch a little bit low. He'll have 6 more opportunities. Lou Gehrig League Championship broadcast around 8 o'clock. The Rangers and the Royals. Here's Woodcock. Line base hit that's going to fall in. Right center field as C.J. Saltzman will go after it. Quick relay throw. And they'll take it to the circle, and the runners will have to remain at first and third. As Elmore's at third, and Woodcock. Think Ashley might have taught him that?
Ashley or Vivian. Not Mark.
Not Jake Woodcock.
Not Jake Woodcock.
Here's Travis Stone. What did he do his first time?
Travis got a base hit his first time up, and he scored a run there in the first inning.
Takes the first pitch inside. Glasgow Little League still in its regular season, Randall, so we're a week and a half or so away from that championship broadcast. Here's a pitch, line shot, that is going to be foul. Of course, we've talked about high school football, August 25th, the Scotties and Barron County. Of course, a lot of basketball camps going on. I know Glasgow and Barron County's girls had successful camps. Of course, Coach Riley's been working hard. Art Flater, the new coach at Glasgow High, had 30 kids out last Thursday night, and really excited.
It's hard to believe we're talking about football already.
There's a foul ball down the left field line by Stone. That's the third pitch that he's hit. He's got 4 more.
I think my life's going by too fast.
Surely not. Not the legend that you are.
I may be a legend here before I want to be.
Here's a pitch. There's Stone, a base hit that's going to fall into center field. That's going to drive it at least 1 run as Elmore's got to score. Here's Cross's relay throw. It is not going to be in time to stop another runner from scoring. And here comes the throw. They've got him in a rundown. Stockton will pick it up, will throw, and safe. It's second base of Stockton. The third baseman fired to the second baseman bombing, but nice job that time by Stone to slide in. Now, Elmore scored and Woodcock scored, and it's 9-4, the Cubs on top of the Dodgers. And now Alex England will be at the plate. And the Cubs really ripping that ball. Travis Stone did for the second straight time that particular time, Randall.
Three big hits in a row there for the Cubs, Jim, and got off to a good start here in the top of the second inning.
England takes the first pitch. He'll have 6 more opportunities. Runner in scoring position at second base. There's the next pitch to England. Swings and misses. Good cut. There are, I believe, Randall, after England, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more counting batters. So we're about halfway through their lineup right here. Here's the next pitch to England. Pops it up on the infield. There, almost making a great grab. Here's the throw. Let's see, they'll try to get the runner Stone in a run down again. But just running him back to second base is going to be Wes Norman. Norman made a great dive, tried to catch a little pop-up in front of the mound. Randall couldn't do it, but he stayed with it. The ball didn't get away, and he ran Stone back to second base. Alex Nance will be at the plate.
Travis Stone, though, did a good job of coming up the line right there between second and third in order to give England a chance to get on at first base. He got the pitcher's attention, and he didn't make the throw to first. He tried to get Stone going back to second.
Alex Nance lined out his first time. Alex, of course, has made a couple of big defensive plays in this game. Tagged a runner out between second and third back in the first inning.
Hit a shot foul in that first inning, too.
Here's a pitch. Swings, tries to pull it. He's got 5 more opportunities right here. Randall, we've really been fortunate this week. Monday, if you'd asked me, would one of these nights be rained out, I would have said for sure, but we've dodged some bullets this week.
Well, I talked to you Sunday night, and we really thought we didn't have a chance.
There's a foul ball down the third base line.
On Thursday night, we figured at least be one night that we'd have rain, but that's the way it is this time of year. The weather people pretty much predict
scattered showers.
And that's what
you don't get in trouble.
I mean, they'll pop up and be gone, just like that one was. I think it was Tuesday morning. It popped up and rained for about 30 minutes, 45, and it was gone.
Here's England, takes a big cut, swings.
That's Nance.
Nance, I'm sorry. We've got 2 Alexes on this team.
England,
we got the
Nance,
second Alex batting in this inning.
Right.
Alex Nance, Mr. Nance, swings and misses. Here's another opportunity for him. Takes a cut. Here's a ground ball. Comes to the shortstop, Childers. He'll go to Cord Stockton for the sure out at third. Big out, in my opinion, for the Dodgers right there. You get that lead runner. Shannon Wooten will be at the plate, and Shannon had a base hit his first time, right center fielder. But Childers makes a nice play right there, Randall, as you've got to get that lead man out if you possibly can.
Another good, solid, fundamental play right there by the shortstop.
Here's the first pitch to Wooten. Takes a cut and misses. 7 o'clock, WCLU Glasgow. Jim Moody and Randall Cook on the sports leader in Glasgow and Barron County, covering hometown first. Here's a pitch. There's a ground ball. Childers. He can go to Stockton again. Throw. Is it in time? No. Well, it was a little bit high. Took Stockton off the bag and couldn't get there. Boy, it was a close play. I thought he got him, or had a chance. He certainly had a chance to get him, Randall, but he pulled him off the bag. The throw did. And now the bases are loaded for Rachel Berry, who reached on an error her first time.
Throw pulled him off the bag. And
I thought he got back.
Tried to stretch with his foot. Evidently, he didn't get all the way back to the bag, Jim. We couldn't really see that from where we are, but the umpire was right on top of it and made a good call.
4 more counting batters for the Dodgers, or for the Cubs here in the top of the second inning. Here's a pitch. Ground ball. Second baseman picks it up. Follows it. Here's a throw. It will be in time. Yes. Now the throw will come to the circle, but 2 runs will score. England and Nance both score, and the Cubs lead the Dodgers 11-4. They've got the same margin of lead, Randall, as they had after the top half of the first inning. That was a nice play as Brandon Hagan fired to Matt Bauman, got the runner out at second base. Now Tasha Glass, who got a base hit her first time, will be at the plate. But the Cubs, Randall, have a chance to even increase their lead over what they did in the first inning.
Right.
Here's the first pitch. Foul tip. Got a piece of it. Glass will have another opportunity right here.
Tasha Glass had a good hit to left field her first time up.
Right. I remember that. Here's the next pitch to Tasha. Ground ball. Stockton blocks it, picks it up. Here's a throw. Hidden time. No. A little bit late on the throw. And safe is going to be Wooten. Or, I'm sorry, not Wooten, but actually Berry is safe at second base. Glass is safe on the fielder's choice, and Wesley Wicks will be at the plate.
A little confusing going backwards here on the score.
Right. We reversed the batting order.
Going from the last to the first here.
Here's a swing and a miss from Wicks. Reached on a fielder's choice and later scored. Left center fielder for the Cubs. They lead the Dodgers 11-4.
I think that's a good way to do that, though, reversing the batting order, Jim. It gives all the kids.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
You know, bat in important situations.
No question about that. And that's how you learn.
Right.
That's how you learn.
And that's what we're here for.
You're exactly right about that. Here's a third pitch coming up to Wicks. Oh, a base hit. No, it wasn't. Oh, what a great catch by Bum. Boy, robbed Wicks that time. What a great catch by Bum.
That could be a big play in this ball.
Yes, sir.
Right
Very
there,
big play. Very big play.
If that ball gets through right there, they score at least 2.
Big play by Bum. I tell you what, we have seen some outstanding defensive plays in this game.
Just outstanding. It's unbelievable to me. These kids are really, really good defensive and solid fundamental.
Here's Hutchison, hits a ground ball. Oh, it's going to fall into left field. Left fielder scoops it up. Oh, bobbles it. He's going to have to come home with it. Still can't get it. Now, finally, Rusty Brandstetter will get it, but it's not. It won't be in time to get the first runner. Glass. It will the second one, though, as Glass scores. And it's 13-4, a 9-run lead. Glass scored.
I think Berry scored also.
And Berry scored. That's right, 2 runs scored. And it's 13-4. Boy, the Cubs are on a roll. And now,
I believe
Micah Cassidy.
That was the last counting.
Right.
There,
Cassidy will take a cut. She gets a nice base hit to center field as Saltzman scoops it up. Makes a throw to the second baseman, Bauman. He'll roll it toward the bag.
Still trucking.
Yes, sure is. And here's a throw, comes home, and I tell you what, Miss Cassidy got halfway around home that time. She was about as fast as you are. Now around a salad bar. All right, after 1 1/2 innings, it's 13-4, and the Cubs really in a great position as the Dodgers need to come up with a big second inning right here, Randall. I think the Cubs were pounding the ball.
Cubs got 6 runs that time on 6 hits and 1 left on base, but in the first 2 innings, the Cubs have 13 runs on 11 hits.
We'll return in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
Horsecape Theater's 1995 season.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Randall, who leads off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the second inning? Is that going to be Blackburn leading off?
Right, that's Blackburn, the first baseman's leading off.
Man's got a lot of power. First pitch to him's a little bit low. He'll have 6 more opportunities right here. Here's Coach Evans. The pitch, Blackburn, ground ball that's going to fall in for a base hit. And that will roll to left field as Wicks will chase it. See, Blackburn's going to try for 2. Here comes a throw. They've got a shot at tagging him out. And they're going to do it. As a nice throw, Wicks that time to Dakota Elmore. And Blackburn is thrown out. Big out right there on a man who can rip that ball. Court Stockton will be at the plate. So the Cubs continue to make good defensive plays.
Good defensive play right there. That's just one of many in this ball game.
Brother, you're right about that. Stockton takes the first one. He's got 6 more. Cubs number 2 seed, Dodgers number 1 seed. Here's a pitch to Stockton. Pop up in the outfield. Berry will be there. She didn't make the catch, but Wicks did for out number 2. Of course, again, we don't record the number of outs, but Barry, I thought Rachel was going to make it. She didn't, but Wicks was right there.
He was right there behind her.
Rachel almost made one back in the first inning. Well, Wesley did that time. Great catch that time. Excellent catch.
That's a tough play to make right
Well,
there, too, when somebody's standing right there in front of you.
We've seen major leaguers not make that catch.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
13-4, the Dodgers trailing the Cubs, and now Wes Norman at the plate. He's a left-hander. Swings and misses. I'm really excited about the defensive abilities of these teams, and I know the other ones in this league too. I've been told this is a very strong coach pitch league this year, and just gauging the top 2 teams, I don't think there's much doubt about that.
These 2 teams are any indication, it's very strong.
Here's the pitch. Oh, nice line shot that's going to fall in for a base hit down the left field line as Norman goes to the opposite field. Norman, and you know that's something else too, Randall. We've seen a lot of hits go to the opposite field in this game. Well, how many times do you see that at a young age like this?
Not very much, Jim, but I'm impressed by these 2 outfields. Not only are they able to catch the ball, but they've got good arms and good accurate arms.
And good savvy.
Right.
They know where to throw the ball.
And they back each other up real well and back up the infield.
Well, all of these teams are well coached. Who have we got at the plate, Bino?
There's the shortstop, Matt Childers.
Swings and misses. 13-4. But you know, the Dodgers still have a nice inning right here. Here's a pitch. Foul tip.
Yeah, it's a long way from over yet.
3 innings these games. We're in the bottom of the second right here. The Dodgers are the home team. If the Cubs hold on to win, of course, we'll be back tomorrow night. There's the line shot. Stone bobbles it, picks it up. Here's his throw. Oh, got past the second baseman, Elmore. Rolls into right field. See who's going to chase it down. It looks like England will. England's throw a little bit too high. Goes into left center field. Scoring for the Dodgers will be Norman, and safe at second base is Childers. So do you give him a base hit or no? He reached on a fielder's choice. Wasn't the throw going to second base, Randall?
Yes.
13-5, the Dodgers. Trailing the Cubs. So the Dodgers, little momentum right here, and Joshua Cross will be at the plate. What did Joshua do his first time?
He reached on a fielder's choice, and he scored the 4th run for the Dodgers.
He pops it up. And a good effort that time by Josh Hutchison, the catcher. It goes about 10 feet down the first baseline. Josh made a nice effort. Almost got to it.
That's a tough play for a catcher in this league.
That's a tough play for any catcher.
Especially in this league.
There's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Cross out in front of it just a little bit. Nice cut, though. He'll have 5 more opportunities right here. Big old crowd, folks, are basically around the backfield fence. As we've got just a fantastic crowd here. But we always do for these for all the games. You know, Mom and Dad and Grandpa and Grandma turn out as, let's see if this is going to be a base hit. It's going to be picked up, but the throw is going to be almost in time, is it?
What a throw.
Yes, boy, deep from the shortstop position. Stone fires to Woodcock for the out. Good gracious.
What a
fantastic
throw.
I can't believe that.
That looked like Barry Larkin.
Yeah, I don't know if he could have done it any better.
I don't think he could have.
Here's a slow roller. Comes to Nance at third. He'll pick it up. His throw is going to be in time to Woodcock. 1 run will score for the Dodgers. They trail 13-6. Tell you, Stone and Nance have made 2 long-distance throws for outs. And grounding out that time, Joshua Cross grounded out to Stone, and then Smith grounded out. And, you know, those weren't bad hits at all. You want to hit them to that side, but Stone and Nance made 2 great plays. Here's a ground ball that goes to the right side of the infield. Woodcock will pick it up, and Nick stands on the bag, unassisted as Pennington grounds out to the first baseman. Bobbitt comes to the plate. They've got 4 more counting batters as it's 13-6.
Not only on that last play that Alex Nance threw Chris Smith out, not only did he throw him out, but he had a runner on third base, and he looked him back before he threw.
He took a couple of seconds.
He looked the runner back to third. He scored anyway, but he looked him back. That's a fundamental play right there that kids this age don't usually do.
There's a pop-up going back, and Woodcock, a diving catch behind the bag at first base for an out. Oh, we'll never be able to settle Mark Woodcock down after this. Good gracious. And he hadn't got anything to do with it either. Now, Bauman, and you know, that really, seriously, that was not an easy play.
Oh,
Woodcock, that's a fantastic play in foul territory.
Made a little dive for it right
Yes,
there.
sir.
It was up back over his head. He had to...
Here's C.J. Saltzman. Ground ball comes to the pitcher. Glass drops it, picks it up. Here's a throws it in time. Nope. And remaining at first base is Saltzman. Now Brandon Hagan and then Brandstetter. You know, if the Dodgers, Randall, could somehow score these last 3 runners, that would really give them some momentum. They trail 13-6. I really think Coach Evans would love to see 2 runs score here, make it a 5-run game. But, of course, the Cub defense has really been outstanding. What's Brandon Hagan done so far? Brandon
Hagan got a single his first time up and scored the Dodgers' first run.
He swings, of course, for his first pitch. I want to say a strike, and it is, but that's not really the idea here. He's got 6 more pitches. Here's the next delivery. Swings. He'll have 5 more. Matt Gum helping us out. He's going to Coach Mercer and Coach Fleener and Coach Durham for the Royals, and David and Allen coach the Rangers, and getting their lineups to save us a little bit of time when we switch fields. And Golden Voice Royce has brought the big 14-karat gold antenna back here behind us.
Golden
Moving all over
Royce is going to move that antenna.
Well, I thought Randall would do that. I'm going to pay him 9 zeros. He might as well do something. Here's a pitch. Hagan swings and misses. I believe he's got 3 more, Randall. Hagan with the runner at first. Delivery. There's a little blooper that is going to fall in for a base hit. Nice diving effort by Berry, but it's going to fall into left field as Saltzman will stay at second. Oh, they've got 2 runners at second base. Now let's see. Nance will look the runner back to first base, and runners at first and second as Brandstetter will be at the plate.
Did you see that throw from left field to third base?
Good gracious. I think Wicks made that throw.
This is a bullet to third base and held that runner at second.
Really, there were 2 runners on second as Hagan was there along with Saltzman, but Nance he didn't want to risk a throw, a bad throw.
He made a very good decision right there.
Here's Brandstetter. Here's a little looper. That is going to come to the second baseman. He bobbles it. Now they will throw it home. It comes to Hutchison. Hutchison steps on the bag. And then delivers the ball in a hard fashion. The home plate umpire. He said, watch it. Nick, you won't get hit any hard in the football season. You got that ball coming at you. Tell you what, Cubs made some more good defensive plays, Randall, and the Dodgers hit the ball well, but they only score, I think, 2 runs in that inning.
Scored 2 runs on 4 hits and had 2 people left on base, so that's a big defensive inning for the Cubs.
We've completed 2 innings, and the Cubs leading the Dodgers 13-6. Back at 1 minute on WCLU's Championship Thursday. Inning, who's the leadoff batter for the Cubs?
Micah Cassidy, the right fielder.
First pitch to her, ground ball, comes to the shortstop. He'll make the throw, not in time, as a nice effort by Childers, but his throw a little bit low to Blackbird, and Cassidy is aboard. And really, Randall, the Dodgers really have to shut down the Cubs right here and give themselves a chance to win this game in the bottom of the 3rd. Josh Hutchison will be at the plate. He's had a single, and I think he's reached on an error, hasn't he? Here's a little looper, and it popped out of the glove of Hagan, but they can still get the runner at second base as Hagan fires to Matt Bauman, and they get the force out at second. Good job. And tell you what, Hagan almost made a great stab on a line drive, but the important thing that he did, Randall, he kept it in front of him, and they were able to get the out.
Kept it in front of him, got that lead runner, and that's a good fundamental baseball.
They've really got to do that. That is really important for the Dodgers here.
Right.
Now Wesley Wicks at the plate. He's reached on a fielder's choice, and he's lined out.
Dodgers can't afford to let the Cubs score very many runs this inning and have a chance to win.
Cubs have already scored 13 in this game. They're the 2nd seed in this tournament. Dodgers 1st seed. If the Cubs win, back tomorrow night. Wicks fly ball to left field. Back it up, and it's going to be over the head of Brandstetter. Brandstetter quickly retrieves it. Brandstetter will make the throw to Stockton, off a little bit too high. Ricochets off the fence, comes to the shortstop Childers. Childers will look the runner back to second base. As scoring will be Hutchison. And a nice hit by Wicks that time. And it's 14-6. The Dodgers trailing the Cubs. And now we've got Tasha Glass at the plate. Well, I tell you what, The Cubs are on a roll, Randall. That's the bottom line. The Dodgers have played a good ball game, but the Cubs they've hit well and they played good defense.
They're playing well offensively and defensively, Jim. You can't play much better than they're playing
They've
right
had
here.
12 or 13 hits already in this game. Glass, little looper that is going to fall foul down the third base line. Stockton picks it up. Thank you, Mr. Gum. We appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Matt. And the coaches helping us out. And that's going to save us some time when we move over to the Lou Gehrig field. It also saves Randall Cook some work, which he's always happy about. Now Glass at the plate. Let's see. She's a number 4 hitter. Tasha's. It's a fly ball that is going to be caught. Nice grab that time. Do they get the double play? Yes, they do. Great play by, I believe, Joshua Cross made that grab in shallow left center field, fired a bomb in. Oh, what a fantastic defensive play by the Dodgers that time. Well, that's got to give them some momentum as Rachel Berry will be at the plate. Fine play, Randall. Fine play.
That was a big play right there for the Dodgers, Jim. And the Cubs have got the left fielder, Rachel Berry, up.
See what she done so far tonight.
She reached on an error in the first inning and a fielder's choice in the second and scored both times.
Swings and foul tip. She'll have 6 more opportunities. The Cubs leading the Dodgers. Cubs leading the Dodgers 14-6. Coach Boyd, here's the next toss to Bear. Swings and didn't connect. She'll get another opportunity. Amanda, we've talked about baseball and softball and football and basketball. Of course, we've had some great golf tournaments that have gone on. And here's a ground ball, comes to Stockton at third. Boyd's got a chance to make the play. Here's a throw to Blackburn. Nice grab by Blackburn. Or no, did he?
No,
I guess he trapped it, didn't he?
Trapped it against
well, I
the
tell you
ground.
what, Ford made a good play, and Blackburn had a great effort that time,
Right,
Randall, and
right.
almost hung on to that thing. Here's Shattered Wooten at the plate. So Barry reaches, and you got to give her an infield hit on that one.
Yeah. That was a good throw, but just a little bit late. He trapped it on the ground.
Here's a ground ball, comes up the middle. Nice stop that time. Is going to second base for the out is Wes Norman to Matt Bauman, so they get that lead runner Barry out at second base. Wooten reaches on a fielder's choice, and now Alex Nance. And now, Randall, the game could very well be told right here, at least early, because you've got the best hitters for the Cubs coming up, starting with Alex Nance.
Right, they're going to have to score some runs right here, Jim. Put too much pressure on them right here in this last inning against the Dodgers.
First pitch is high. Coach Boyd, that was real high.
I don't know what happened on that.
He just lost the handle or meant to do that. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. 5 more opportunities for Nance. Of course, when you played slow pitch softball, when you pitch, you never threw a ball. It was always strikes. Here's a pitch. Nance, fly ball deep to left field. That ball's got to hit against the fence. That's going to be a fair ball. Almost took it out of here. Now the left fielder, Ranstetter, nice relay throw to Stockton, and Stockton will look the runner back to second. Good defensive job by the Dodgers that time. That was a beautiful hit by Nance, but the Dodgers, you know, they made the best of that situation and prevented any extra bases that time. Runners at first and second. For the Cubs is Alex England, who's singled twice and scored twice. The Rover at the plate, the number 7 hitter here in the third inning.
I just say again, Jim, we've really been impressed by especially the play of the outfield, defensive outfields on these teams. It's not only the outfield, it's all the players, but the outfielders really get to the ball quick and you've got good accurate arms.
Now England will have 6 more opportunities right here. Here's a pitch. England pops it up on the infield as Norman will pick it up. Norman, well, he's going to tag the runner. And let's see, who did he tag out that time? Was that Wooten?
Shannon Wooten.
England reaches on a fielder's choice. Nance goes down to second, and Travis Stone at the plate. They've got 3 more counting batters. Travis Stone will be at the plate. Runners at first and second for the Cubs as they lead 14-6.
Only scored 1 run this inning.
3 big hitters for the Cubs right here. Stone takes the first pitch. 6 more opportunities for Travis Stone, the shortstop for the Cubs. They lead the Dodgers here in the third inning, 14-6. Oh, he had a shot that's going to be foul, and the left field line out of play. And he's got 5 more opportunities. Well, this turned out to be a pretty nice evening, Randall. Well, not much of a breeze. The sun's shining a little bit. Got some clouds, but I don't believe we're going to get rained on. Knock on wood.
I wish you hadn't said that.
Well, I'll probably be sorry I did. Here's a shot that's going to be hit to the fence in left field. And Stone with extra bases as a throw from Brandstetter will come toward the plate. And Pennington will pick it up. And runners will be at second and third. And Pennington walking toward third base. And Norman will go back to the circle, and the Dodgers do a good job. Boy, Mr. Stone, he rocked that one, didn't he? Nance scores. He got a double. Runners at second and third. It's 15-6. The Cubs with the lead. Now Woodcock at the plate.
That was a big hit right there, Jim.
And Dodgers had really done a good job of holding them down.
Scored another run and got runners at second and third right here with 2 more counting batters left.
There's a pitch to Woodcock a little bit inside. If Woodcock scores 2 runs here, Randall, that would be an 11-run lead, and that means I think all the Dodgers would have to score.
I think you're right. They have 11 counting batters.
And he's got a base hit. Well, now the second baseman slowed it down, the throw, but nobody was at first base. As a throw from Hagan intended for Blackburn. He wasn't there, and 2 runs score. And now it's 17-6. The Cubs leading the Dodgers at Woodcock at second base. And Dakota Elmore at the plate. Elmore has homered and has singled. So now,
the way I see
Randall,
this, if the Cubs score 1 more run, there's not any way they could win.
Well, that's the way I look at it.
They've got 11 players.
That's right.
If everybody scores.
So the Dodgers really, Randall, they've got to knock it down and get it to the plate before Woodcock could score.
I don't know what they do in that situation if they let them go ahead and play the last.
I don't know.
Last bat. We'll just have to
wait and see what happens right here.
But, they hadn't scored that run yet.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. And the Dodgers, they're well aware of the situation. But Elmore is a strong hitter. Scored twice, a homer and a single. Here's the pitch. Takes it for a strike.
If you ask the Cubs who they'd like to have batting in this situation, it'd be Mr. Elmore.
I believe you're right.
Because they know he's the last counting batter.
But all of them, I bet the Cubs have 16 or 17 hits in this game.
Yeah, well, they had 11 coming into this inning. They've got 4, so they've got 15.
Here's a foul ball out of play. And the Dodgers have hit it well, too. The Cubs have made some good plays defensively, and the Dodgers have, too. But, you know, it's right now, Randall, it's just been the Cubs' night. That's the bottom line. But
we said going in, you know, that it might be a little bit to their advantage.
Having played a game.
Now, whether that's had anything to do with it, you can't say for sure. But
they sure are making you look good.
Proved out to be that way.
Proved you right. That's hard to believe. Here's a ground ball that is going to roll to the fence.
Ball game,
well, that's going to score the 18th run as Brandstetter will scoop it up. He'll take it to Stockton, and they will roll it home to Pennington. Pennington will step on the plate. Now, that is an 18-6 lead, 12-run lead. They've got 1 more batter, Emma Darnell. That is a 12-run lead, Randall, and there are only 11 batters for the Dodgers.
I think I heard Nick Sword say they still get the bat.
Still get the bat, okay. Here's a ground ball. And it is going to be in time for the out. Well, they have to take it home anyway again, even though Darnell wasn't the last counting batter. Well, Randall, it's an 18-6 lead, but I like that. Kids deserve the bat.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of you don't throw that bat away just because the game might be decided.
That's what it's all about, Jim.
And I like that.
That's great.
Well, the Cubs, the bottom of their order really produces. They score 5 runs, and 4 of the 5 come late in their at bat. And Randall will add up the numbers right here, and we will hold it here at 14 carat to go to Kevin. We won't take a commercial break because I've got something I want Randall to read to our listeners, something very special that we want folks to know about. Randall, what are the numbers, sir, for the Cubs?
Cubs scored 5 runs on 4 hits, Jim. Didn't have anybody left on base, so after 2.5 innings, it's the Cubs 18 and the Dodgers 6.
Randall, read something that we need to tell the folks in Glasgow at Barron County.
Okay, Jim, this is a special announcement that's been made here tonight. The 20-foot sugar maple tree has been planted near the Little League Field concession stand in a position to shade the pitcher's eyes from the setting sun. The stone marker has been placed at the foot of the tree in memory of Adam Dickerson, who played on all the fields here at Gorham Park. Another tree was planted near the third base dugout of the Lou Gehrig field. This tree, a silver maple, will grow quickly and provide shade for teams before and after games. It does not have a marker, but was purchased with additional money donated for the memorial. Please take a moment to visit these sites and remember the loss of this family endures.
I think that's very nice.
That is
Very, very nice.
Very nice, Jim.
All right, Randall, who's up for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the third inning?
Rusty Brandstetter leads off for the Dodgers.
Takes the
left
first
fielder.
pitch. No, this could be a very big momentum builder for them toward tomorrow night.
Right.
There's a foul ball down the first base line. 18-6, the Cubs with the lead.
Right now, you've got to say that the Cubs have all the momentum
Well, they
going
do.
for them, Jim. But
They probably wish I could play another game tonight.
I'm
the way
sure
they're
they.
playing.
I'm sure they do. And a lot of times in double elimination, that's the way it works. If you come out of the losers bracket and you beat that team in the winners bracket in a regular softball tournament, you turn right around and play them again.
Right.
30,
right.
maybe 15 minutes later or 30 minutes later. But that's.
Of course, we couldn't.
That's not the way.
No,
that's not the way.
not at this
it ought to
age.
be
And
done
of
right
course,
here.
that would affect our broadcast schedule
Right,
a little bit.
right,
We've got our Lou Gehrig
right,
game coming up.
Right. And that may be one of the reasons they did it that way, but it's still, these kids don't need to be playing 3 games in one night.
No.
But that's the way your regular softball tournaments do it, the adults and the younger, older, teenage boys and girls.
Brandstetter loops it a foul down the first baseline. We've got the Lou Gehrig League Championship coming up after the conclusion of this half inning. And that should be a good one as the Royals, undefeated, take on the Rangers.
Should be another good ball game.
Yes, sir. There's a shot hit to the second baseman, and a nice job that time as a second baseman. I believe, yes, Dakota Elmore makes the throw to Nick Woodcock for out number 1. 1 gone, and here's Brandon Hagan. Like the way Mr. Hutchison's catching a little bit of our play-by-play, the catcher there, when the ball's dead. I like that, John. Appreciate that, sir.
We need all the listeners we can get.
Now, the 18-6 score. Coach Evans is. Well, they're walking over
I don't know.
to the left field line. Nick, what are they doing over there? Do you know?
They're talking. Probably call the game where y'all can get up and get set up.
Well, it doesn't matter to us. We want everybody to bat.
They want to bat.
Yeah, if they want to bat, let them bat. That's the way.
Tell them
that.
not to do that on our account.
No, don't do that on our account. If they want to bat, let them bat. 'Cause that's the way we want to do it. So Hagen will be at the plate.
Talking with Jay Brewer and Jim, you think one of us ought to go up there and?
I think you should. Yes, sir. If you don't mind doing that. I believe I can. I've got a big mouth and big enough mouth to handle it right here. So
no comment.
Yeah, no comment. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Right now, we are in the bottom of the third inning. It's 18-6. The Cubs on top of the Dodgers. And, of course, the Cubs, the number 2 seed in this tournament. The Dodgers, number 1 seed. Dodgers on a 14-game winning streak. The Cubs, of course, in the second round were beaten by the Pirates. And they defeated the Pirates tonight in the finals of the losers bracket and to reach a championship game. And they've continued the momentum. And as a result, they have an 18-6 lead against the Dodgers. And we have a momentary break in play as the coaches are huddled with Jay Brewer as they settle what they were talking about. And we are going to continue play. All right. And Randall will be returning here to the 14-karat gold broadcast booth. Was that the discussion, Randall? Or was it something else?
I caught the last part of it there, Jim, but I think what they were talking about maybe is going ahead and stopping this game and maybe playing the next game tonight.
Oh, okay. I see.
I think the final decision was that would be too hard on the Cubs since they played
2 games. Right.
They've been out here since about 4 o'clock, so they decided to just, because I think they're calling for rain tomorrow is the main reason they did that.
Okay.
They decided to just go ahead and continue it as is and play the final game tomorrow night.
Hagen pops out. He pops out, I believe, to the second baseman or to the rover. And now C.J. Saltzman will be at the plate for the Dodgers. Saltzman takes a cut. There's a little pop-up on the infield. Nice grab by the pitcher for the Cubs, Tasha Glass. And now the 4th hitter coming up for the Dodgers, Matt Baumann. It's 18-6. And the Cubs have forced that second game. But you know, you got to feel the Dodgers will certainly be ready tomorrow night. We really, I think, will probably have a very tight game tomorrow night, Randall.
I think you're right.
I think you can probably ask Coach Stone that, too, and he'll tell you the same thing.
I think they'll come ready to play tomorrow night.
Oh, here's a beautiful hit. And a great catch by Shannon Wooten in right field. Boy, the Cubs have done it everywhere. Infield and outfield.
I want to go ahead and play one right now.
Boy, I mean, let me tell you what. That ball was belted by Matt Baum, and you couldn't hit it any better. Now Alex Pennington at the plate.
They can't.
Coach Evans says, can we change baseball? Pennington will be at the plate right here. Alex swings and can't make the connection. She'll have 6 more opportunities.
This is great, though, Jim, to see these kids making these good plays like that, playing good, solid, fundamental baseball at this age. It's just great.
Here's another pitch. She'll have 5 more chances right here as the Cubs align their defense at Kawada's field. Here's the next pitch. Pennington pops it up. It's going to be picked up by Glass. And Pennington is going to reach first base safely. Did a nice job of running. Now the ball got away from Woodcock a little bit. Here's Nick's throw. A little bit low that time, intended for Elmore. But a nice, Rachel Berry backed up nicely. Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, he just ripped that ball down from that right field line. And tell you what, he threw about as hard as Ashley pitches it for the Lady Scotties.
They've got some arms on them, haven't they?
Well, all these kids do. And I'll tell you what, that was a nice job of running by Pennington. She got down that line pretty fast. And Glass played it well in the pitching mound, but pretty difficult one to handle. Here's Chris Smith at the plate. Can't make the connection, so he'll get 6 more opportunities. To break, Kevin will have some music for us, and then we'll, after the conclusion of this half inning, and then we'll be back to broadcast the Lou Gehrig League Championship between the Rangers and the Royals. Here's a little looper that Woodcock is going to take. Not assisted at the first base. Smith does do a good job of advancing Pennington on to third. Now Joshua Cross will be at the plate for the Dodgers. Well, you know, this stops a 14-game winning streak for the Dodgers, too.
Right.
The Astros were the only team to beat the Dodgers until tonight.
But you got to give the Cubs a credit, Jim. They hadn't done much wrong tonight.
No, they haven't. Cross takes the first pitch. He'll have a second opportunity right here. Cross adjusting his watch right there. Mr. Swords takes it from him. He says, I'll hang on to it. 18-6, the Cubs leading the Dodgers right here. What we do have to find out, Randall, will be a game time tomorrow night. That is a foul ball on the third base line. I would suspect our broadcast time will be a little earlier tomorrow night. It may be a 5:30 or 5:45 game. We will be announcing that to you during our Lou Gehrig League Championship broadcast. The games did get rained out Sunday afternoon, Randall, but the league officials did a great job to get the game still played tonight, as there's a swing and a miss.
I think they doubled up a little bit.
Yeah, they doubled up a little bit.
Tuesday night, I think.
But playing that extra games tonight for the Lou Gehrig League and this league allowed, and they worked with us, you know.
Right.
And I really thank Dave Caudell and Jay Brewer and all the other folks. Brenda Thompson's helped us out. David Mercer's helped us out. And we really, really do appreciate that. Here's a little line shot. Nice base hit that time by Joshua Cross. Berry makes the relay throw to Elmore. Nice job by Rachel Berry, but a good hit that time by Cross. Drives it to Pennington. Alex scores, and it's 18-7. As the Dodgers score their first right here in the third inning, and now who's up?
It's a shortstop, Matt Childers, and he's played a great defensive game.
Oh, yes, sure has. Sure has. Coach Evans will toss the ball. Mr. Childers right here. He'll take a big old cut, hits it just shy of second base, and Dakota Elmore, who's done a great job at that position, records the out on a little pop-up. Now Norman will be at the plate. Wes Norman. Mr. Wes Norman will be up for the Dodgers right here. He's a lefty. First pitch, Norman pops it up. Nance gives it a chase to the left side of third base, but it drops foul. Jim Moody, Randall Cook, Championship Thursday on 14 karat gold WCLU, about almost 740 here in Glasgow, KY. Here's the pitch. But a looper that, again, is going to fall foul down the third base line. Norman trying to go to the opposite field.
It'll be Championship Friday.
That's right, at least once. And we'll have to wait
twice.
and see. That's right. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the Lou Gehrig League. And that's going to be a great encounter. I'm not sure how those teams have done. We'll find out when we get up there how they did during the regular season. But Terry Durham's team beat the Braves 17-1. He said they scored 16 runs in one inning. You talk about hitting the ball. Here's a shot. Nice grab. It was dropped but picked up, and the throw, is it going to be in time?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, as Stone stayed with it. Line drive fell just in front of him, but he stayed with it. And, of course, you know, Cross did the right thing. He had to hold up around it because he thought it was going to be caught in the air, and it was a close play at second, but out. It's going to be Cross, and on a fielder's choice, Wes Norman reaches. Here's Squirt Stockton at the plate. First pitch is inside. He'll have 6 more right here. Of course, last weekend, Randall, the Weldon Tennis Tournament was held here at Gordon Park. We've had a lot of great golf tournaments. Boy, Stockton gets a hold of one and hits it to center field. Good hit by Stockton, as Wicks will give it a chase. Wicks, let's see, he'll go to second base. The throw won't be in time. Runners at second and third. And now scoring from third base will be Norman. Good job. And boy, Cord Stockton, he ripped that ball and hit it deep to left center field. Good job. Now I believe we got the final batter of this game, Kent Blackbird at the plate. It's 18-8. So this is the final batter right here of this game. And what we will do, Randall, as soon as he bats, I'm just going to have you total up, not the individual stats, but just the team hits. And then, Kevin, we will take about a 10 to 15-minute break and set up our equipment on the Lou Gehrig League field. A lot of hits for the Cubs tonight. A lot.
Yeah.
Your computer brain has been really working hard.
My computer brain. Looks like the Cubs have 15 hits tonight, Jim. They've scored 18 runs on 15 hits.
Blackburn, final batter for the Dodgers right here. So tomorrow night, the championship battle will be right here. Both teams with one loss in this double elimination tournament. The Cubs and the Dodgers on 14 karat to go. Here's Blackburn, line shot that is going to fall in. Nice stop by Wicks in left center field. Here comes his throw home to Hutchison. Hutchison can't hang on to it. Stockton will score, but then Hutchison will step on the plate, and this game will be over. Josh doesn't step on it. He slides on the plate. That's what I like. Randall, bottom line, the Cubs hit the ball well, and they played outstanding defense, and now they have given the Dodgers their first loss, and the championship will be decided tomorrow night on 14 karat to go. We'll let Randall add up the hits, and then we will wrap up this post-game report and move on to the Lou Gehrig League field.
Cubs scored 18 runs on 15 hits, and the Dodgers scored.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.